Mountain communities say they're fed up, even considering legal action now because the mail situation has just gotten so bad.
So add Summit County, latest place where people have not gotten mail for weeks. Then you go to the post office, there's long lines there and often little to no response to questions. Here's 9 News reporter Jennifer Meckles.
There's pieces of mail that I haven't seen for weeks.
For weeks now, the complaints have piled up.
A lot of the concerns that we're hearing are people that have the prescriptions that are getting mailed to them. They're not even getting those.
From Buena Vista to Steamboat Springs, and now Summit County too, where folks are bringing their own chairs for the long wait at the post office.
So right now we're sort of at a point in time to where we don't know what to do.
USPS says the problems stem from staffing shortages and the loss of some highway contract carriers. The Postal Service says it's moved some folks around to try and help and is holding career fairs now to hire new employees. But Summit County leaders like Dillon Town Manager Nathan Johnson say the Postal Service is barely communicating with them.
We're coming to the table trying to help with solutions, whether it be housing or some of our other partners in the county have even offered up staff to help sort mail, etc. And it's going nowhere.
State and federal elected leaders have gotten involved too, like Democratic Congressman Joe Neguse, who wrote a letter this week calling it mismanagement, claiming USPS leadership ignores opportunities to work with these communities. These rural mountain communities are simply not receiving a level of service even close to what the district management of USPS is required to provide, he wrote.
We're all literally starving to try and find a message that's clear, responsive, and most importantly, effective. And we're just lacking that from the United States Postal Service.
Interim Summit County Manager Philip Gonshak says local leaders are considering legal action if nothing else works.
It just seems like they may be trying, but we're not seeing a lot of action. And that's really what we need, our direct results, because our residents are the ones that are suffering the most.
During a couple of career fairs this week, USPS tells us more than 200 people came in to talk about job opportunities. Not clear yet how many people are actually applying or taking these jobs. We do have more information about their hiring efforts online if you're interested.
I imagine for some people, missed mail is kind of a nuisance, whereas for other people who are desperate to get medication or checks or things like that, it's a big deal.
It can be. Even for those who maybe don't rely on it as much for the medications, you still have tax documents, potentially like a new credit card or something. Sure. All kinds of important stuff.
Thanks, Jenny.
Police in Aurora say a teenage girl hit in the street last night has died. A 15-year-old and a boy the same age were crossing Colfax at Moline Street around 8:30 last night when a driver in a Jeep hit them. They both went to the hospital. Police say the girl died last night. The boy is seriously hurt but expected to survive. Police say the teens were in the crosswalk, but they were crossing against the light. The driver of the Jeep stayed on the scene. Investigators don't think speed or intoxication were factors in the crash. It's been a rough couple of weeks at that intersection. Police just arrested a man accused of crashing into the bus stop there, pinning 2 people under his car. The crash happened last week. Both people at the bus stop were hurt. Police say the driver crashed into the bus stop shelter, jumped out of his car, and ran away. Today, police arrested Jerry Lee Mahan on investigation for leaving the scene of a crash, careless driving, and driving through a red light.
Police in Denver are changing their strategy to fight fentanyl. They're creating a new team of detectives to focus on tracking down dealers. The department created the team, they say, because of rising overdoses and a new law increasing penalties for dealing that leads to deadly overdoses. DPD's hoping that a dedicated team can work faster and gain expertise in how to build these cases. Advocates with the Harm Reduction Center say they're worried that Denver's trying to arrest its way out of what is a mental health and substance abuse issue. DPD told us they aren't looking to target users, and offering people resources will be part of that strategy. Every single migrant who's come to Denver over the past few months has a story of struggle. Almost all of them have come through El Paso on their way to Colorado.
Race and culture reporter Angeli McCall went to Texas to share their stories from the border, a place of triumph that leads to a new chapter in the journey.
Yo me vine de mi país en busca de una mejor calidad de vida y poder ayudar a mi familia.
In the midst of so much uncertainty, routine provides a constant outside El Paso's Sacred Heart Church. Every morning, an overnight stay in the church transforms into a day spent here.
En verdad, estamos en incertidumbre.
This is Roberto's 25th morning on this sidewalk. he and his family feel stuck,
Esa cabrita cosita.
reliving the same day until they're able to move on.
Porque no podemos, no sabemos cómo actuar, tenemos el miedo.
It's a journey, now 3,000 miles in the making, most of it on foot, from Venezuela to here. After so long on the move, the days here feel frustratingly slow. For Roberto, Jefferson, Maria, and Jesus.
Doloroso porque pues nunca habíamos enfrentado esto, como salir de nuestro país.
En realidad, toda la gente que está acá no se quiere quedar aquí en El Paso. Tienen diferentes destinos.
What they need are the necessities. But what they want is to be someplace else.
Tengo familias acá y desde muy pequeño tuve ese sueño, esa esperanza de estar acá y decidí tatuármelo. Y bueno, esperando a que eso se haga realidad como tal.
To make it to the border, they trekked through a jungle, avoided gangs, and evaded cartels.
No es fácil,
For most,
no es fácil.
the dream came to them recently, out of survival.
Nosotros queremos un futuro, por lo menos que los niños puedan estudiar. Es lo que a mí más me llena, de que ellos estudien, que puedan ser profesionales algún día, porque en Venezuela es difícil.
Maria decided this journey wasn't for her, it's for her kids.
Toca tener fuerza hasta, o sea, sacar fuerzas de donde no hay, por los hijos, porque si yo no tengo fuerzas, mis hijos tampoco. Ellos dependen de mí.
The thousands of migrants who made it to Denver did it the same way, through El Paso, carefully to the next stop.
Angustiados, ya como cansados, no sabemos qué hacer, no tenemos una respuesta, no tenemos solución a nuestros problemas.
One small mistake could mean losing the progress they've worked for.
El tema es salir aquí al Paso.
If they're taken by Border Patrol, they'll be back in Mexico in 5 hours.
Pues me siento un poco bien, sí como nerviosos como todo, porque tú sabes que la situación de uno, estamos aquí esperando muchos días.
Ponerlos en peligro de este lado, no, porque si decidimos venir hasta acá es porque nos sentimos resguardados acá en este país.
En El Paso,
For these families, El Paso is not safe.
Sí, mi familia.
Mario and his family distance themselves from the border.
Como puede ver todo lo que hemos pasado, logramos pasar aquí, gracias a Dios, bajo acuerdo, sí, ilegalmente.
Awaiting their next move, stuck between El Paso and the next immigration checkpoint.
Para seguir adelante, que no sé, pero es que me da miedo que nos frenen y nos agarren migración y me devuelvan otra vez con mi familia, tanto que hemos luchado. Y no quiero eso.
Buenas noches. Bienvenidos a Casa del Sagrado Corazón.
All of them are waiting for the safest moment to keep moving forward.
Dile que se acuerde que hay que venir a recoger.
They'll pack up the few things they have for another night in a church turned shelter.
Al entrar les van a poner una pulsera.
Another night going nowhere.
Estoy un poco pues ya cansadito. Esta situación se ve que pues no mejora.
Por un lado me siento muy feliz porque estoy dentro de Estados Unidos, un sueño prácticamente realizado. Y por el otro muy triste porque me encuentro encerrado en una calle.
La familia primero con niños.
If they could, they would break this cycle. One day they know the routine will end. In a new city, they hope comes with a sense of freedom
No,
they can't find here.
es una noche más, no es una lucha, es una noche más de incertidumbre porque no sabemos qué pasa con nosotros.
Por una parte contenta que ya pudimos pasar, ya que es difícil llegar aquí, pero otra noche más a las esperas de qué vamos a hacer y cuándo podremos continuar.
We've stayed in touch with all of the people you met in that story. 3 of them have made it to Denver, and the 2 others are still where we met them, trying to figure out how to move forward from there.
Why Denver?
Yeah, Denver is really one of the easiest, most direct routes to get from El Paso. It's also one of the most affordable. And so some people are coming directly from El Paso to Denver, and others are actually going to Albuquerque. And once they get to Albuquerque, the ticket is only $40 to get to Denver. So it's really accessible for many of them.
A dream practically achieved. I mean, and we're so grateful that you're staying in touch and you're going to see them and see how they're doing and how they're adjusting.
Yeah, we've actually already seen one of them, and they're doing really well. And it's really great because you heard them in that story, right? You heard Jefferson. He said, a dream practically realized. We're almost there, but not quite yet. And so it's really great to talk with them and know that they're doing well and that they're really a step closer to being settled here and something that they really wanted to do.
And seeking asylum.
It's so important to hear their values, the values of their family, because you hear this very familiar stuff. It's what everybody wants for their family, but people born into a very different circumstance.
Yes, I think people don't realize at the end of the day, they want what's best for themselves, they want what's best for their family, and they're doing so in trying to seek asylum, they're doing so in making this really difficult journey. And the people who make this journey, right, it's not an easy decision. I think a lot of people think that they're just coming, and that's not the case. It's really difficult to actually say, I'm going to take 4 months out of my life to travel and do this and not know what might be at the end.
Take a chance.
All right, Angeline, thank you.
You can't go faster than, I'm going to say 5. It's like a covered wagon on the prairie is what it's like.
It's kind of like that, yeah. So people are sick of the icy streets, and a lucky few are going to get the city to come in and smash up the ice for them.
People raced to get their cars out of their parking spots before they flooded. The city's still trying to bail them out.
And sunny, warm weather is moving in for the weekend. I'll have details on that, plus our next chance for snow just after the break.